Well, we didn't get skunked. Let me catch my breath here. Welcome back to Charm on Travel. And another ghost hunt in the city on a bicycle. If you missed the last one, let me get you up to speed. We went and looked for Lucy, an asylum escapee who supposedly roams Painesville in the nude. We looked for the Spectre cat at Fairport Harbor, and we looked for snake bite scrogs at the North St. Clair Bridge. We came up empty on everything, except for something odd happened on our way back from the cemetery. We were biking up a hill over here on Route 20, just across the bridge, when all of a sudden I hit the ground instantly. Still not sure what happened, but it was as if the bike hit a wall and I just dropped like straight to the ground. I was messing around online, and at the Painesville City's website I ran across a story about the bronze powder plant here in Ohio. Now, the bronze powder plant has been around for a long time. This is right where it happened, by the way, the fall. And what they do is they make pigments for paints, to color paints, different kinds of paints. But we're here at what I think is the site of the premier bronze powder plant in Ohio. On May 19th, 1934, there was a massive explosion that leveled the building. Everything but one wall came down. 3 people were killed, an individual by the name of Hans, a guy by the name of Joseph, and a man by the name of Simon. 3 people were thrown clear of the building, but ended up being driven to the hospital in critical condition by the undertaker of all people. But one of the individuals that survived was thrown 75 feet into the air. The fire chief, when he arrived, believed that it was due to a dust explosion. And if you ever, the dust from the paint pigments, if you ever worked in a factory or warehouse or anything, you know that if there's enough dust, like that's why we have dust collectors and ventilation and stuff, because the very air itself can ignite. And so that's what the fire chief thinks happened. Although the article had to buy a subscription to the New York Times said that it was a series of mysterious explosions that were felt up to a mile away. But so 3 people, because of the chemicals, the fire chief did not want to use water on the site, so they actually buried the fire. They couldn't use water because they didn't want to reignite the fire or cause another explosion, so they actually buried it with dirt. I found an article then in actually it was printed on the back of it was Acme News Film, I believe, or Acme Telenews or News Television, something like that. But on the back of the photo, it gave a description of what happened. 3 people killed, 3 people injured, and it also said that 3 people were buried at the site, and I believe that that's probably why. Now, I don't know for sure that this is the site, but this company here, Eckhart, also does the same thing. They also make the powder pigments that color paint and stuff. And in 1973, guess who bought Ohio Powder Company? Eckhart in Painesville. So it's possible that at this site there are 3 individuals that were either atomized by the explosion or that were built on top of with a new factory. And the bronze powder company didn't go out of, it didn't get sold off until 1973. So I assume that, part of the building was here, which is why Eckhart bought it. And Eckhart's a pretty old company from Germany. But so, I thought, maybe that was a lens flare behind me. It wasn't acting strange, but what if the ghost itself is atomized? But I've also I am recording sound on my backpack. And so I'll stay here for a few minutes and just record the ambient audio and see if I pick up any kind of EVP or anything. I give this a few minutes. Maybe someone will come out and I can talk to them, see if they've experienced any paranormal activity here. And I'd also like to talk to maybe some older residents to see if this in fact was the site of the bronze powder plant back in the day. The newspaper article, I don't see why I couldn't share it, but you did have to have a subscription to access the archives at the New York Times. But it did say who the 3 individuals were that were injured too. Also found an obituary from a John Hastings, who was a longtime president of the bronze powder plant, but he wasn't born till I think after the explosion, after that incident. All right, I just thought that was interesting. I'm going to move on before I draw too much attention. All right, let's huff and puff back up the hill here. Oh, we made it up without incident today. No broken spokes or anything. But man, we got a nice full moon. We keep an eye out for Lucy. She probably took one of these roads from the asylum, which is now the Historical Society, down into the Painesville Square, which is where they'd often find her, sometimes in winter. I know these are kind of long, but check out the shorts if you're interested. I'll listen to the audio by itself there at the quiet moments and see if I hear any. I believe they're called EVPs. Or electronic voice phenomenon, I think is what it stands for. All right, hold up. Here's an update on EVPs. They were indistinguishable from the comments that I normally get in town, so I can't tell if they were legit or not, so I'm just not going to include them. All right, let's get going again. I didn't expect there to be a street light right there either. I thought it'd be a little spookier. But I have to say, it gave me the chills when I read all that. I sort of did kind of make a bit of a jest at snakebite scrogs, and sort of had fun in the shorts playing with some Lucy graphics. But then when I read that, like, wow, I thought it was a will-o'-the-wisp, but maybe it's actually a ghost that's in the air now. Like an atomized specter. You're not supposed to wait till the end of the video, but if you did enjoy this, please like and subscribe. I try to bring you more ghost hunts. Not sure all of them will be such a beautiful night though. That moon is something. We're moving back into the city, so I will end the video here. Hey, be awesome. Catch you guys later.